These are the components which we used for our prototype. This is a laser, 2 red LEDs, 2 LDRs, 2 BC547 transistors, 100 kilo ohms resistance tube, 2 9-volt batteries, few connecting wires, 2 cars for demonstration, and a breadboard. We made the whole connections on this breadboard and we made 2 different connections for both sides of the room. Now we are going to tell about the working of the circuit diagram. We have already set this circuit as per the circuit diagram on the breadboard. Now we are going to demonstrate it. The laser will be on the LDR. Now let us place the LED. Now whenever the laser light falls on the LDR, it becomes highly resistive. Hence the LED does not glow. When an obstacle comes into the path of the laser, the LED glows. The LED becomes less resistive, so it glows. This is the working of the circuit diagram.
In this case, we can see that if the vehicle is traveling on the right side of the road, the LED on the left side will blink and indicates that the driver should slow down his car and cross the guardrail. In this case, we can see that when the vehicle is traveling from the left side of the road, then the LED of the right side may blink. This may indicate that the driver will slow down and cross the guardrail. In this case, we can see that if both the vehicles are crossing the LDR simultaneously, then the LEDs on both the sides may blink simultaneously, and this indicates that the driver should slow down the vehicle.
Hello everyone, our design is edema controlling footrest in bus journey. Edema, which is also known as dropsy, means swelling in legs caused by accumulation of fluids in tissues of body. This happens when a person sits or stands in an idle position for a long time. This problem is mainly addressed by senior citizens during long bus journeys. Sitting for long hours in bus to travel leads to accumulation of fluids in the tissues of feet of a person due to lack of free flow of fluids back to the heart. This results severe pain in affected area and some discomforts after travel. Hence, oldsters hesitate to travel by bus for long period of time. To reduce swelling, there are many effortless exercises to be done. Some of them are rotating feet clockwise and anti-clockwise directions, moving feet by pointing toes up towards the head and pointing down away from the head, elevating the feet in possible directions, etc. Taking such simple exercises as inspiration, we introduced a footrest that can be fixed in the place of conventional footrest in normal buses, that is, an edema controlling footrest. The footrest we designed consists of curved track on which slider with footrest is mounted. This footrest is made to rotate 120 degrees using servo motor in which program is dumped using Arduino to rotate. This setup is fixed to the seat in front of the seat of a respective passenger. Working mechanism. The footrest that is mounted on track is attached to a servo motor that helps to rotate footrest 120 degrees automatically. Users can place their legs comfortably on the footrest and perform exercising. This arrangement provides movement in calf muscles and ankle. Thus, swelling in legs will be reduced temporarily. Therefore, this footrest helps the elderly people to have comfortable long bus journey. Thank you.
Hello everyone, first let me introduce myself and our team. We are Team Vision. We belong to second year BTech Mechanical Section 3. I'm Siri Chandana. My teammates are Prashanti, Anil Kumar, Mohan Saicharan, Ganesh and Shruti. Our project is artificial rain-fed irrigation. Not many are aware of the demerits of the current irrigation techniques. One such demerit is the presence of little amount of pesticides and other toxic materials post-irrigation. So if people consume the food contaminated with these particular toxic materials, then they have to face several health-related issues. ADHD, childhood cancers are caused in children when they are exposed to high level of pesticides residue which are present in the food. It is estimated that about 70 to 80% of pesticides residue are removed by cold water washing. Since rainwater can't wash away these chemicals, our prototype was developed to serve this purpose. So this is the sketch of our prototype. We have used electrical pipes, L-bend, tape, pipe cutter, gun gum, soldering machine and cutting machine to develop this particular type of prototype. So this is the working of our prototype. It helps in cleansing away the toxic materials like pesticides and other chemicals. Therefore, we can expect safe crop free from those particular toxic materials, and we can also prevent plant damage such as pesticide, burn, etc. Thank you.
Our project is light disinfectant, an innovation for effective air disinfection. Earlier, the air we breathe used to be pure and fresh, but nowadays it is becoming toxic. According to a survey, the level of indoor air pollutants is 2 to 5 times greater than the outdoor air pollutants. So to tackle this, we want to introduce our product light disinfectant, an integration with light to disinfect the air around us effectively. Using some simple components, we have designed a prototype. Using Bluetooth module, we switch on the light through mobile. Since there is no human presence, UV light gets activates and starts disinfecting. After some time, when we measure the air quality through MQ135 sensor, we can see a drop from 558 ppm to 490 ppm, which shows the effective air disinfection. Now, when there is human presence, it was detected by PIR sensor and ultrasonic sensor, and visible light get activates and start disinfecting. You can observe a drop from 368 ppm to 361 ppm, which shows the air disinfection through visible light, and it is slightly less than the UV light disinfection. We want to use this application in hospitals where disinfection can be done by switching between two different wavelengths. That is, when a patient is present inside a room, then disinfection takes place through visible light at a wavelength of 405 nanometers. Since UVC light is harmful to human beings, the absence of humans is detected by using PIR sensor and ultrasonic sensor, and thus it activates and ensures effective air disinfection. In this way, we want to provide an effective air disinfectant at a very low cost. Thank you.
What's common among a space station, a cave, a prison and a modern day urban housing? Complete isolation from nature, of course. There's nothing quite like the rising sun to get ready for the day, and when it enters your room, it transforms a dingy room into a vibrant and relaxing space. The warmth of the sun itself in combination of the fresh blue tones of the sky bring a vivid and lively feel to the light, making it utterly unique and something to be treasured. However, we have to have a window in the first place. Due to the increasing urbanization and dense constructions in near future, how can one have a window in a room that is surrounded by rooms which are surrounded by rooms, so on and so forth? That's where Project Helios steps in. By placing this product in your room, you can experience the natural and rich hues of the sun. Unlike conventional lights which are mostly diffuse sources of light, the light from this product feels organic and appears to have its source of origin at infinity, making it feel like an actual window. The relaxing sounds from the inbuilt stereo speakers brings a huge sigh of relief after choosing your favorite sounds of nature from a wide range of collection. To top it off, you can choose what kind of aroma that you want to have in the air with the help of the inbuilt scent diffuser. Not to forget the Google Assistant integration for the hands-free control. The music visualizer gives it a modern day aesthetic and makes it a perfect fit for any kind of environment. Simply put, Project Helios is an instant window and can be used at any time and anywhere in the world and the worlds beyond it. Project Helios offers the best that the nature has to offer right within your reach. it has the potential to become the modern day ruler.
Hello friends, we are Team 1 from EC3 second year. We have come up with a startup idea on our design challenge Sustainable Electronic Waste Management. We worked on two major ideas. 1. E-waste management. 2. Efficient and durable PCBs. Our India is the 5th largest in the world in production of e-waste, which is probably due to unawareness. For example, a man with a damaged laptop is in a dilemma to dispose of. The storeroom gets messed up and the people negotiated to buy again. He has got an idea to recycle so that he could be paid. But still, recycling is harmful to the environment. It has a great impact on us, on crops, on plants, and water animals. During recycling process, toxic chemicals like PVC, LED, mercury, and etc. are released. So just recycling is not a better solution. Hence, as an apt solution to this problem, we brought an idea of mass collection of e-waste. As a process of collection, first we bring the awareness in social groups and student volunteers and advertise our idea in social media. After awareness programs, we collect the waste from education institutions, industries and etc. and repay the money in grant. After this e-waste exchange, we segregate the useful and non-useful electronic waste, repair the damaged ones and resell it. So what's next? Not all electronic turn into the waste. So what's so precious in it? It's gold. We extract gold with cheap methods from CPUs, PCBs, MLCCs, etc. That is 100% gold, and you can see some chemicals involved in it like oxidizing agents, acids, HNO3, aqua regia, and finally we get gold dust as a precipitate, and this we convert into the molten gold, and finally we etch this on the ceramic to form PCBs. The 100% gold replacing the copper on the ceramic is highly reasonable and highly efficient. The following mathematical analysis can prove the efficiency of gold with respect to copper. Finally, the cost constraint is removed in making the gold PCBs, the rate of e-waste is reduced, and hence we conclude our outputs. Thanks for your patience in listening. Hello friends.
Hello everyone. This is S.I. Shandeep 193J0 from Bigetron Red Aliens BTech second year Mechanical Section 4 Gayatri Vidya Parishad College of Engineering Autonomous. So today our project is about the design and development of a smart trolley using RFID technology. Our team members are RSL Vishwant 193H8, S. Sai Sriteja 193H9, S. Kumar Vardhan 193J1, SM Zubair 193J9 and Sheikh Shadab 193K1. We can see huge crowds at malls and moreover people end up in long queues waiting for their products to be built. This is causing the customers to lose a lot of their precious time. The present available smart trolleys in the market are loaded with high-tech equipments and the prices of them are literally so high that the malls are not willing to have them. Let us see the circuit diagram. It consists of an Arduino, LCD screen, EM18 module and some connecting wires. Let us see the working of a prototype. As you can see, when you bring an RFID tag of an item, the EM18 module scans the tag and gives the price of the item. Similarly, you can remove the item by scanning again. Thank you. From Group Bigetron Red Aliens.
Hello everyone. This is Sandeep of Team 5 Civil 2 section. Our project is to improve the load carrying capacity of farmers. Generally, whatever the thing harvested by the farmers has to be shifted to the road or nearby places to further ship them to the market. There are different vehicles like bullock carts, autos, lorries, tractors, etc. which enable the farmer to ship their goods from the road to the marketplace. Goal. Our goal is to design an instrument or an idea that helps farmers in shifting their goods. You may be having a question, why it is needed, is it necessary? We are having tractors and lorries or bullock carts for that. But in more than 90% of the situations, all this fails. For example, if our neighboring farmers are having their farms, like crops or agricultural practices in their farms, we can't bring our vehicles like tractors or bullock carts crossing or spoiling their farms. At this point of time, farmers has to carry load manually through embankment. There are many problems with this. It consumes a lot of time, effort, and even most of the time they think to appoint laborers. This consumes a lot of money for the employment. So to avoid all these worries, to shift more load within a short span of time, we came with some ideas like this. Trolley cycle, which can move on the embankment and can carry up to 3 times the load. Headstand, it can distribute the load over the body to the shoulders or head. Next one, a load transmission through cable, where the poles can be expanded or compressed. Among from all this, in a desirable, feasible and viable way, we decided to make a load carrier like this. It can carry up to 3 times the load of a man. A man can simply carry one bag of load at a time, but with this 3 times the load can be carried. So from this, it can be considered as the product is desirable, feasible and viable. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Myself Karmur Loitsai, currently pursuing BTech third year from Gayatri Vidya Parishad College of Engineering. I belong to IT department. Coming to my project, it's Smart Helmet. So basically it is an IoT project which contain mainly 2 modules, that is driver module and helmet module. Our main aim of this system is to increase the safety and also awareness of wearing the helmet. So recent government reports tell that most of the accidents in India are due to not wearing of helmet, and the cause of death is head injuries. So to save lives, we need to bring more awareness and safety of wearing helmets. So using this system, we have some primary tasks. System primarily focus on 3 things. First thing, the engine will be ignition if and only if the person wears the helmet. That is, there are some of the sensors that will be detecting if the person wearing the helmet or not. Second thing, if the person consume alcohol, with the help of some sensors, so the helmet will detect and the engine will not be ignition. Third thing, for example, if the person met with an accident, then using some vibration sensors, it will be detected and the location will be sent to nearest police stations and hospital. While sending the location, some of the most important data like blood group of the patient and the impact of the accident, how critical that accident is, this data will be sent. So these are the 3 primary things we are focusing on. And adding to this, here we, with the data, we can we perform some analysis like here in this motor vehicle, the GPS location will be sent for every 10 minutes. Using this, we can understand the traffic in a particular location. And also, while performing the analysis, we find out some of the most dangerous accident prone areas, and these areas will be identified and sent to the government, so that government take more safety measures for the safety of the citizens. Thank you.
Our team sees mentors got a very natural yet unspoken problem to limelight. There always comes a point where every woman has to rely on sanitary napkin for hygiene purpose. A sanitary napkin is the most opted product, yet women are insecure about not finding one when needed the most. Our solution comes handy and it's cashless transaction. Here, 2 LEDs are used for indicating whether the sanitary napkin is available or not. When the stock is present, green LED glows. If the item is not present, then the red LED glows. Now the switch is turned on. Power is drawn from the switch to adapter. The RFID is used. If the RFID card's number matches the ID number given in the program, it gives power to the digital 7th pin, which gives power to motor, and time is adjusted for one complete rotation. Initially, when the item is present, the green LED glows. Now, when the RFID is brought near to the sensor, if it accepts, then the motor rotates and the sanitary napkin is delivered to the user. This process continues until the last sanitary napkin is present. Now, when all of them are over, then the red LED starts glowing, which means that there is no sanitary napkin available in the machine. The main motive is to make these vending machines more accessible to everyone in need. We are aiming to set up these vending machines in many locations, starting schools, colleges, public washrooms, trains, etc. It's time we take this responsibility irrespective of gender and break this taboo. Thank you for your time.
Hello everyone, this is S. Ramesh from Kalam Boys, Mechanical Section 4, BTech second year, Gayatri Vidya Parishad College of Engineering, Autonomous. Our project is to design and develop of an automatic streetlight operation using LDR. My group members are SM Krishna with roll number 193K5, R. Narendra 193H4, V. Rajkumar 193M7, V. Sudhir 193M0, SLS Teja 193H6. Sometimes we observe that the streetlights are used to glow after sunrise also. Because of this, a lot of electricity get wasted. In order to avoid such problems, some people have developed automatic streetlights, but they are expensive, so that the government are not taking any chance to implement it. So by design thinking and innovation process, our team developed an automatic streetlight equipment which is technically viable and economically feasible. Let us observe the circuit diagram of our design. The circuit consisting of LDR, transistor, resistor, battery, bulb and some connecting wire. Let us observe the working of prototype. The lights turn off automatically when the intensity of light fall on the surface of LDR is more. The lights turn on automatically when the intensity of light falling on the LDR is less. Therefore, depending on the intensity of light falling on the surface of LDR, switching of bulb takes place. Thank you from Group Kalam Boys.
Hello everyone, we are from Team 11. Our project is quadruped wheelchair. We all know what wheelchair is and what it is used for and how, but seldom we know about the feeling of the user. We have asked many wheelchair users about it and tried to understand how they feel. Whether it is a school kid or one of the greatest minds that ever lived, a wheelchair has a significant impact on both of their lives. Every wheelchair user till date has a common nemesis. Stairs are a major problem to every wheelchair user. The independency of the user is limited at this point. Our survey has shown us that many wheelchair users feel terrible when they climb stairs. Many don't even think of going on an uneven terrain. They have to be carried by someone else, which makes them feel terrible. This is why many approaches are made towards a single goal: to make wheelchair users independent, each with its own set of advantages and disadvantages. These are some of the approaches made so far. Each of these approaches has some disadvantages. The journey is not comfortable. This is why we have tried to develop a new method which allows the users move not only seamlessly but also safely. This is a vague model of the quadruped wheelchair. This uses its 4 legs to climb up onto stairs and it moves on its wheels when surface is flat. There are many 4-legged machines that are able to carry humans' weight. In contrast to these mechanisms, our model is more precise as where to place its limbs according to the data it has collected. Ultrasonic distance sensors are attached to each of its legs. These sensors dynamically calculate the height and length of the steps. With the help of these sensors, the microcontroller calculates the dimensions of the steps and the angles at which the joints of the limbs are to be set and steps accordingly. A gyroscope sensor is placed inside the main body and is used to level the user's seating position. This is our 1-minute attempt to create the same mechanism on a much smaller scale. We have successfully proved that our algorithm works seamlessly. but due to the malfunctioning of the components and the shortage of time, we had to replace the back legs with a stand. Let's watch it for a while. This whole project was our little attempt towards achieving a reliable mechanism that can carry wheelchair users on states on multiple terrains. Thank you.
My name is Sri Charan. I am currently pursuing my final year BTech in Mechanical Engineering in Gayatri Vidya Parishad. Now I am currently working on a project which is based on food waste valorization.
Myself Sumant, pursuing BTech in Mechanical Engineering, 4th year, and currently I've been working on a project which helps in reducing food waste and valorizing it into value-added products. And also the project what I've been working on is supported by an app which can identify food waste and at the same time transport it and can convert it into value-added goods.
Have you ever experienced symptoms like tiredness, headache, dizziness, sweating, vomiting sensation while traveling in cars, buses, ships, planes? We are sure that you have wondered why me? While sulking in your own room. Well, it's not only you. It is faced by almost 1/3 people who are traveling and is termed as travel sickness. Travel sickness is a syndrome that occurs in response to the real or perceived motion. The eyes which respond to vision, and the brain which process the responses from different organs. The otolith organs in the ears. These conflicting signals can cause motion sickness. When our eyes see one thing, our muscles feel another, and our inner ears sense something else. The brain can't take in all those mixed signals, which results in sickness. And for this problem, we came up with some great ideas for you. Anti-motion sickness glasses is a brand of smart glasses. The device is framed by two glasses in the front where 3D illusion is created. The frame contains a liquid of less viscosity. A liquid sensor is placed in the starting of the frame, and so the liquid flows, which helps to select the direction of the 3D appearance. These 3D lines always focus on one point on any of the horizon lines. As focus of all lines is at the center of the glass, so our vision mismatch can be cured. Neckband, it's related to nervous system. The nervous system is responsible for sending, receiving and transmitting information from all parts of the body. Our nervous system is divided in two components, the central nervous system, CNS, which includes the brain and spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system, PNS, which encompasses nerves outside the brain and spinal cord. The primary role of the PNS is to connect the CNS to the organs, limbs, and skin. 31 pairs of spinal nerves arise of the spinal cord. The nerves transmit information from body organs to the brain and from the brain to organs. A device that resembles a neckband which gives a vibration when we click a button that is installed in the neckband. The stress on the cervical ribs causes a vibration which are passed to the nerves and in return are travel to the brain which nibbles the receptory organs. Mask is useful to those people who become uncomfortable with the extraneous smell. A mask which consists of 3 layers in inner side. By adding natural organic fragrance to the inner layer of mask so that the user will not feel discomfort. In acupressure, pressure points are thought to be powerfully sensitive parts of the body that may produce significant pain or other effects when manipulated in a specific manner. A device that resembles a wristband which gives a vibration when we click a button that is installed in the wristband causing muscles and peripheral nervous system to be in active state. We know how horrible motion sickness can be. It is truly a nightmare for the people who travel daily for their work. The resolution of our team is to focus on these advancements and to invent a new technique to prevent travel sickness. And we are working on this field to bring up some solutions for you people.
Hello everyone, myself Pranita from Mechanical Section 3 BTech Second Year, Gayatri Vidya Parishad College of Engineering, Autonomous. Our project is a dynamic barricade which adjusts itself based on the traffic density that is detected by the IR sensors. And my teammates are Mohammad Arshad, Akash, Satyapranav, Tarun Krishna and Shivanagaraju. Road accidents are one of the major problems. According to the World Health Organization, in India, every year more than 231,000 people are killed in road traffic crashes. In our project, a dynamic barricade is made whose movement is being controlled by a servo motor placed on the top of the barricade, and the IR sensors are placed at a distance of X and Y from the barricade, which are used to detect the traffic density. When the traffic density detected by the IR sensor is high, then there's a change in the length of the barricade. Let's have a glance at the mechanism of the project. We can observe as the IR sensor is detecting the object, and as the object is moving towards the barricade, there is a visible change in the length of the barricade. Thank you.
Very warm greetings to everyone. Also, I would like to thank everyone for being here. We are from Team 3, the Optimizers, who worked on a prototype named Design of Hygiene Public Seating. This project is being worked on the unclean seating arrangement, which is the most common problem, but no one minds to notice it. When we move out, most of them face the experience of the useless things, leftovers on the bench, which irritates and also applies for people standing for a long time. Pregnant ladies, senior citizens and young ones are the most to experience this. So the seating must be found clean, neat and relaxing, but which is not up to the mark because of the irresponsibility, and also there is no accountability to the one using. The spoilage of sitting cannot be stopped as it is nearly impossible to keep an eye on this busy world, but surely a solution can be bought. This makes us to design the spotless clean bench in the public arena. The motto is to build a bench with a mechanism consisting of a switch operating system that involves a minimum of manual work. When we come across the working of a prototype, it involves equipment of conveyor belt, actuator, dustbin, DC motor, and a switch. When one finds an unclean seating arrangement, one can easily make the seating clean by just operating a switch. As we observe here, when the switch is in on position, the conveyor belt starts moving. Along with the belt movement, the dustbin comes out simultaneously, which is under the bench. Then the dust on the seat falls in the bin. Also, a brush is arranged under the seating, which is used to clean the wet waste. After that, the belt reaches the original position, then one can switch it off. When the belt stops moving, the dustbin goes into its position again. This arrangement is put together such that it comforts the users in all aspects, including affordability with low maintenance. This project solves every requirement of a seater in any public places, which could be maintained at low cost as well as budget friendly. It fulfills the accomplishment of perfect and comfortable outdoor and indoor seating. Cleaning can be done neat, clean and smooth within minutes, which is one of the greatest advantages of our project. I sincerely appreciate your attention, and that brings us to the end. Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself R. Vishnuvardhan from Mechanical Section 4, BTech Second Year, Gayatri Vidya Parishad College of Engineering, Autonomous. Our project is sensor-based sound technology to prevent animal entry into the fields using PIR sensor. And my teammates are Sai Sandit, Satyakumar, Nivas, Ashwit Verma and Satya Trishul. In our country, the farmers are suffering a major loss caused due to crop riding by wild animals. According to a survey from Center for Wildlife Studies, has reported that 71% of the households are suffered due to crop loss. In our project, we use sensors for prevention of animal entry into the fields. We use a sensor which detects the living thing through IR radiation and sends signals to the buzzer, which produces a gunshot sound to threaten the animal. I will show you how the mechanism of PIR sensor works. If we move any living object, for example, if we move our hand, it will produce a sound. In the fields, we will replace this buzzer with the gunshots. Thank you.
Good morning one and all, this is Nitin Kumar from EC4. Now we are going to view our prototype, the battery operated portable kettle. The component required for our project is lithium-ion battery, BMS system, power bank module, DC to DC step-up boost converter, and the copper wire, multimeter, Arduino board, and DS18B20 sensor, temperature sensor, and an Arduino board. Now switch on the switch and view the multimeter reading and click start. Adding some water. Dipping sensor. After 1 minute, the temperature is 25 degrees centigrade and the voltage is 5.06 volts. After 2 minutes, the temperature is 29 degrees and the reading is, wait a second, and reading is 4.99 volts. We will see after 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, the temperature is 35 degrees and the voltage is 4.8 volts. We will see after 7 minutes. After 7 minutes, the temperature is 40 degrees and the voltage is 4.8 volts. We will see in 12 minutes. After 10 minutes, the temperature is 40 degrees and the voltage is 4.4 degrees volts. After 15 minutes, the temperature is 75 degrees, 75 degrees and the voltage is 3.8 volts. Thank you for watching this video.
Greetings of the day. We are students of Gayatri Vidya Parishad College of Engineering Autonomous, Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Section 2, Group 11. Our project is about fire accidents in buildings and their prevention. Fire accidents are one of the major problems nowadays. These fire accidents may occur intentionally or non-intentionally. Many people lost their lives and livelihood due to fire accidents. According to recent surveys, every year more than 10,000 people are losing their lives due to fire accidents. By considering the previous surveys, over many decades conducted by Ministry of Statistics, it is reported that the rate of deaths due to fire accidents increased but did not decreased. So we came up with a solution, Fire Warner. It is a device that senses fire and sends immediate message to the residents of the house, fire station and hospital. Fire Warner mainly work with Arduino, GSM module and flame sensor. Whenever flame sensor senses fire, it gives signal to Arduino. Arduino transmits signal to GSM module, LEDs and buzzer. GSM module sends messages. So now let us watch the demo of our project. After watching the demo video, when the flame sensor sensed the fire, the GSM sends messages so the victims may get immediate help from the fire stations and hospitals. Thus the damage caused and the time lapse are reduced.
Hello everyone. Nowadays, medication error is the biggest issue in the medical field. Due to this, there is an economical pressure about $3.5 million. So, we designed a website to reduce medication errors by providing quality information about the medicines. By this, users can easily consult the doctors and can check the store in nearby medical stores. This is the main section of the website. The doctors option contains the information regarding doctors with different specifications like dentists and general doctors. It also provides the information about the doctor and specifies the location. By this, we can get the location of the hospital using Google Maps, so that people can easily consult the doctor by using a website. Diseases can be easily identified with the help of the symptoms. All the precautions, doses and uses of medicines are shown. The availability of medicines in the nearby medical stores is provided. In the medical store section, the nearby medical store information along with location is provided. The stock availability of medicines is also provided. Users can also buy medicines through some of the websites by using online medical option of our website. Daily task session is included to create interest and to make the users aware of their health. Medifast aim is to build a healthy society by providing quality information without confusion. By using Medifast, self-care will increase. We can gain knowledge about medicines. Good health is maintained, especially our precious time will be saved. Thank you for watching.
Greetings to all. We are from Team 6 of ECE2. Our design is AgroBuddy. Agriculture sector is the main sector till yesterday, today and even tomorrow. But the farmer is not getting his real benefit because of lack of direct contact between farmers and buyers, which is due to the exploitation of the middleman. So, to let the farmers to earn his own benefit, we came up with a solution of creating an app which is named as AgroBuddy.
This is our app, AgroBuddy. The main interface consists of admin section, farmer section, buyer section, privacy policy, terms and conditions. Admin section is for the data storage purpose. For privacy policy, the terms and conditions are the rules and regulations of our app.
This is farmer section. Farmer can join in AgroBuddy through farmer registration button. Farmer crop status. In this, farmer can update the availability of the crop. Crop price info. Have the top website pages which updates the crop prices. Fertilizer info. It has information about different fertilizers. Crop doctor. It is for the suggestion to the farmers. Complaint. Farmer can raise the complaints to the admins. Farmer support. In this, farmer can talk directly to the admins of AgroBuddy. Buyer section. Guidelines helps the customers how to use the app. Complaint. In this section, buyers can raise the complaint to the admins. Buying zone. Customers can buy products from the AgroBuddy through buying zone. All the available crops were shown in the crop zone. For buying bulk quantity or household purposes, we can contact in the vegetables and fruits farmers. Crop prices helps the customers to see the updated daily prices. Book your pre-crop. In this, buyers can order desired crop to the farmer before certain period of time. Our app has some unique features. Farmers can sell their crops separately through crop zone. Farmers can supply vegetables for both household and bulk quantity. Farmers can share their crop status active or inactive through crop status section. For security purpose, buyer section is provided with login screen. App contains advertising section for displaying ads beneficial to both customers and buyers. For better approach of farmers to the buyers, buyer section is provided with map for knowing exact location of the farmer. Our app needs 10% human effect and remaining 90% will be performed by the software. Our app is made up of Google Sheets, forms and maps. For better working, one can use our app very easily. From this app, our motto was succeeded that farmers will be benefited financially and buyers will get fresh and healthy items at reasonable prices. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is S. Satyabhargav from Iconic Amigos of Mechanical 4 BTech Second Year Gayatri Vidya Parishad College of Engineering Autonomous. Our project is to design and develop an auto monitoring LPG gas regulator. Our group members are Usman, Satyabhargav, Jafar Hussain, Abhishek, Ishwar Charan and Shiv Shankar. There are many fire accidents occurring in our day-to-day life. One of the main reasons is leakage of gas. So, we try to prepare a device which controls the leakage of gas. We connect a sensor to find gas leak, a buzzer to indicate, and a servo motor to close the regulator of the knob. These are interconnected with the help of Arduino Mega board. Here is the final design of our prototype. Here we observe that the sensor finds the gas leak and there is a movement in servo motor which closes the knob of regulator with the buzzer indication. With the help of restart button, the servo motor gets to its normal position. Thank you from Group Iconic Amigos.
Hello everyone, this is Arshita from EC1 representing Team Gryffindor. Our project is Automated Waste Segregating Machine. The inspiration behind our project is improper disposal of household waste. Nowadays, increase in population has led to improper waste management in metro cities and urban areas. Improper disposal of waste leads to environmental degradation and it also leads to adverse effects on human health. Due to these unhygienic surroundings, we may easily get affected by illness. It is also harmful to animals which conserve these overspilled waste. All the household waste collected are either burned or dumped in open areas. Burning of waste releases various gases that are even more harmful to our health. Apart from these, some of the plastic waste which are dumped in open areas are collected by municipal workers and are sent to recycling industries. The municipal workers are the most affected persons by the occupational hazard of waste handling. So, To overcome all these problems, we would like to introduce an automated waste segregating machine. This machine is designed as a community bin. The waste collected from each household are dumped into this machine and it automatically segregates the waste according to their properties with the help of sensors installed in it. This is the model of our project, Automated Waste Segregating Machine. The main purpose of our project is to reduce health hazards caused by exposure to harmful wastes and chemicals. The main components of this machine are conveyor belt, sensors, motors, bins, etc. Coming to the working of this machine. A sensor is placed at the initial point of the conveyor belt where the wastes are dumped. This sensor is designed in such a way that when a waste material is placed at the starting point of the conveyor belt, it starts moving. This mechanism is included in the machine to save the consumption of energy, so that the machine need not work throughout the day. When waste material is dumped at the starting point, the sensor takes it, the conveyor belt and the sensor which detects the waste starts working. Then the wastes are separated by respective sensors like capacitive sensor that are capable of detecting plastic, wood and other raw materials. Metal can be detected by inductive proximity sensor. Capacitive level detection is utilized for level and presence detection. And the wastes which are not detected by any of the sensors are collected in a separate bin. Finally, notification is sent to MSW automatically after the segregation bin is filled to its maximum level set by the user. The wet waste like kitchen dispensaries, which are already separated manually, are collected into a separate bin for decomposition. Now let's have a glance at the working of the machine. This is the overview of our project. Thank you for your patient listening.
Hello everyone, myself Yandamuri Vamsi from BTech second year, Mechanical 4, Gayatri Vidya Parishad College of Engineering, Autonomous. Our project is to design and development of an tank water overflow alarm system. And my teammates are R. Pradeep, Sharath, Reddy Rahul, Sai Sandeep and Sai Praveen. In recent times, tank water overflow have been increased due to the over usage of water in household works. As we can see in the below diagrams, the tank water overflow can not only be seen in household works but can also be seen in factory works also. So we have developed an innovation which detects the tank water overflow on the terrace but also detects the rain which falls on his terrace. The prototype diagrams in different angles are given below. The circuit diagram consists of two SFPT switches. One of the SFPT switches in series with aluminum foil and LED lights, which is parallel to a 9-volt battery and a buzzer, and the other SFPT switch is in series with the float switch and LED light. Working of the innovation before adding the float switch. As you can see in the video, whenever the water reaches between the terminals of the wire, the buzzer rings. If we assume the bowl as a tank, and whenever the rain or the droplets fall on the aluminum foil, the buzzer ring. Working of the innovation after adding the float switch. As you can see in the video, whenever the water reaches to the bottom of the float switch moves up and it acts as a terminal between two ends of the wire. So the buzzer rings in our innovation. Thank you from group Tesla Da Vinci.
Hello everyone. The most common problem which we face when we are far away from home is lack of water supply to water our plants. This makes shrinking and dropping off leaves of the plants. To overcome from this, we came up with the project which facilitates water at adequate amounts. Now, let's go into the working of our project. Here, you can observe Arduino Uno board, relay module, tubes, motor, battery and moisture sensor. These are the components which we are included. The two conducting probes of moisture sensor are inserted into the soil. This moisture sensor measures moisture level present in soil. Firstly, we loaded a program in Arduino by setting 400 of moisture value as baseline value and 15 seconds of time as a input. When moisture sensor measures moisture value greater than baseline value, it sends signal to Arduino. Then relay module switch on circuit and turn on motor for 15 seconds. So water is pumped out by motor through tubes at adequate amounts. And you can observe the flow of water through tubes has been stopped because relay module turns off the motor after 15 seconds from its running. At this instant, moisture sensor reads moisture value less than 400, which indicates that soil is in wet condition. Thank you for your patient listening.
Hello everyone, myself MD Abdul Ijaz. We are Unique Ideas Team 2, representative from Gayatri Vidya Parishad College of Engineering Autonomous. Our project is based upon preventing the snake bite in the farm by using sensors that detect the snake in the field. My teammates are Harshita, Navya, Aditya, Akhil and Tarun. In our country, farmers are losing their life because of the snake bite. An average of 58,000 snake bites victims are registered in a year, as per the survey of WHO. In this project, we have used IoT technology which detects snake and prevents snake bite in the field, and also a PIR sensor which is known as motion detector sensor. The sensor we used in this device will detect the motion of the snake.
Components involved in connecting the sensor are 9V battery, 5mm LED bulb, PIR sensor and some jumper wires. The function of this sensor is to detect motion, which would help in identifying snakes. As we could see, the bulb glows whenever it finds motion of objects.